Hey y'all, it's Linda. Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I am going to be doing the part-time YouTuber tag. So I've seen this tag done by several creators here on YouTube. I've seen Teresa is Dead do it. I've seen Heather Austin do it. And I believe it was started by Monica Adriana. I'm going to be linking all those videos down below in case you want to check those out. But as you may or may not know, YouTube is not my full-time job. I have a full-time 9-to-5 corporate job that I do. So I'm only able to do YouTube a few times a week. I would love to step that up, but sometimes it's just not possible because I would go insane, okay? But I wanted to go over these questions, and while I do that, I thought that I would put on my face all of the items I'm going to be using in my project pan for 2022. So I did make a video talking all about the products that I'm going to try to pan or use up before the end of the year. I will link that video right up here in case you want to check that out, but let's jump into these questions. Right before I jump into the questions, I do want to address the elephant in the room, if you will. Yes, I did get a haircut a few days ago, and I really don't like it. I'm not thrilled with it. So it's just hair. It'll grow out. It'll be a few months, and then I'll be okay. But if you feel the need to make any horribly disparaging comments about what's going on in my head, you really don't have to. You can go and spread joy in this world, but okay. But anyway, let's jump into these questions. I'm going to be doing my eyes first, and I'm not going to be mentioning the products as I use them. Again, everything's going to be listed in the description box. I'm just going to kind of use them, but I will say I am going to start with my eyes and be using the Natasha Denona bronze palette. So for the first question, what is your main gig? Do you work full-time? Are you a student, a parent? Spill the beans. So yes, I do work full-time. As I said, I do have a 9-to-5 job. I do feel like I'm lucky that I currently work from home. This is due to the pandemic, but I think it might be permanent at this point, which is really nice, I have to admit. I didn't think that I'd be a work from home girl. I didn't think I'd be very good at it, and I think I'm kind of a pro now. Basically, it's just nice to wear sweatpants every day, but also spend time with my cat, because that's kind of cool too. But as my job, I do social media management for a business, for a corporate business. And that is great. I actually love doing it. It's something that I kind of fell into. Originally, I was just helping out in an advertising department. And then when social media started becoming a thing that businesses were doing, my work was like, hey, do you mind, in addition to everything else you're doing, do you mind just doing social media? It's like, okay. And here I am, and it's now my career. I am not a parent. I am not a student. I did go to college. I do have a degree in mass communications with a focus in advertising and marketing. And that's my jam. I am that person who watches the Super Bowl just for the ads. Number 2, what made you want to start YouTube? So I wanted to start YouTube. I wanted to start many years ago, kind of when the first wave of beauty influencers started to come out. And I'm talking like Michelle Phan and Candy Johnson and Lauren, Queen of Blending, and Peach Relude and X Sparkage and all those days, because I used to be in makeup communities on the LiveJournal back in the day. And I know a lot of you like to pop in here and be like, oh my God, I remember you from LiveJournal. And every time I'm like, oh my God, that's so exciting, because LiveJournal was my jam back in the day. And there were so many super supportive, super positive makeup communities. And even though I'm not a makeup artist, obviously, I enjoy putting on makeup. I love the way makeup makes me feel, but I'm not a makeup artist. I can't apply it on anyone else or do some fancy transformations or anything like that. But back in the day of LiveJournal, it used to be just about having fun with makeup. And I feel like there was a space there where everyone was kind of accepted, and no matter what you did on your face, people would find a way to cheer you on. So even if your blending maybe wasn't that great, people would still be like, oh my God, I love that color combination, blah blah blah. It's not like that now. Don't even care if I sound like an old person. But when beauty YouTube kind of first started, a lot of people that I was talking to in those communities started hopping on and doing tutorials, and I loved it. And there were so many things inside me that were like, Linda, you need to get on this. You need to start doing this now. And I didn't. I waited a really long time. So what eventually kicked my butt and made me start YouTube is that the place I was working at the time, which was a newspaper, and a really cool, edgy newspaper, loved it, loved working there. they got CoverGirl as a big client, and CoverGirl sent over a bunch of makeup products and basically said, hey, can someone make a video using these? And I was just like, oh, pick me, pick me, pick me.
Oh, over here, right here, please. Anyone? Mr. Killer, please pick me, I'm the one.
And that was what kind of kickstarted it, is I made a video for these like CoverGirl crayons that were really interesting and blendable and whatnot. Yeah, that was what finally like kicked my butt and made me actually get on YouTube. And hey, here I am. Number 3, what is your channel about? Do you stick to one niche or do you cover a few? Oh my gosh, look at that metallic. Look at it. So my channel is mainly about makeup. It's new products. It's using old products that are in your collection. And this year it's about my very first low buy that I'm doing. I do stick to only cruelty-free beauty, so I guess that would be my niche. And I love it. I love it. It's like, it's such a release, and it's so cool to be able to talk to all of you, because honestly, like the thing that I missed most about when LiveJournal kind of went away is that there was this community of people that you could talk about and nerd out about makeup with. And it kind of disappeared. And I really, really love talking about makeup and just like chatting about new products or chatting about things that you love. Like, that's what I love about it. It's this community. So yeah, I pretty much do stick to the niche of cruelty-free beauty, and now also low buy, loving what's in your collection, loving the stuff you already have. I am so glad that I did my eyes instead of my foundation first, because I do have some fallout, some glitter fallout. Number 4, did you always know that YouTube would be a side gig, or do you ever want to be a full-time YouTuber? This is really hard for me because I actually really like my job. I really like my job and I like what I do. Like, I like the specific place that I work. It's just, I'm very lucky in that sense. So I think there was probably a while there where I was like, oh my God, if this was a full-time gig, that would be awesome. And maybe it would be. But I think as of right now, in this point in my life, I think it's always going to be a side gig, and I'm totally fine with that, because I also feel like there's less pressure if it's a side gig. Like, if I am feeling down or I just have so much going on, I can take a week off if I need to, and that's that. And it sucks, and I don't want to ever do that to you guys who are watching my videos, and I'm so thankful for all of you that do. But it's not like if I take off for a week that I can't pay my mortgage. You know what I mean? So I am lucky in that sense. So I think that I am good with it being a side gig for at least quite a while. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. It's just, I'm lucky. I'm very, very lucky. I swear this palette just creates the looks for you. I love it. By the way, I do have to stop to say that before I put this on my face. So I talked to you about how the Auric Glow Lust is one of the things in my project pan that I want to use a bunch of this. But I also mentioned how my pump completely broke. It kind of like shattered almost. And I was really bummed, and I was trying to find ways to keep it airtight. And one of you guys, Maureen, thank you so much. Maureen finished her bottle of Glow Lust and then sent me her pump in the mail. I am so incredibly thankful, because now I can keep this airtight. Let's hope I can be very, very gentle with this one, because I was so vicious with the other one. Number 5, what is your schedule like? When do you film? When do you edit? So I don't have an answer for this because it changes all the time. There will be some days where I will be able to wake up before work every day and I will film like 3 days in a row, and I will edit, you know, during my lunch breaks and everything like that. And there are other days where like I have to pump it out on a weekend. Like, I have to admit, today is a day where I'm sitting filming and editing on a weekend, which I try not to do as much because I like my weekends to be free of any obligations for the most part, unless they're like super fun obligations, you know, going out with friends or whatever that might be during non-pandemic times. But yeah, I mean, it really just depends. Like, I don't have a full schedule. I do film a lot before work. I am more energetic in the mornings. I am a morning person to my core. So you will never see me be the type of person who films a video at 8 p.m. I have so many friends that will sometimes get a package in at like 8 p.m. and be like, okay, I guess I'm filming. And then they're filming till 10 p.m. No, 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 no. Sweetie, I am in bed by 9:30 p.m. every night. So at the latest, that's a late night for me. So I do film in the mornings most times. Most times it is a weekday morning. Number 6, how do you keep your YouTube channel organized? Do you plan videos ahead or just film what you like? I'm a little bit in between. So I will get certain videos that I know I'm going to be filming each month. So those you could say that I plan ahead, and then I can get foundation in my hair. It's just the kind of girl I am. But yeah, I will have certain videos that I plan ahead, but I have to admit that for the most part, as a video idea comes to me, like I do have a list on my phone of just video ideas, and a lot of times I'm just like, oh, okay, I'm gonna do this one today. Like I've had this one on my list for quite a while, and I was like, I really just want to sit and chat with you all. So that was the video I chose for today. It just kind of depends also on how I'm feeling, you know? If there's a new makeup product coming out that I get in my collection, then I want to talk about that as quickly as possible. But other things, maybe they can wait a little bit, but yeah. Number 7, this kind of question always cracks me up. How do you feel about sponsored videos on YouTube? Have you / would you ever do one on your channel? So how I feel about sponsored videos on YouTube is why the hell not? Now the one caveat is as long as it fits with that creator's content and it's genuine, like that's the biggest thing, it's genuine, then why the hell not? Like guys, I'll be honest with you. YouTube is not a cheap gig to do. Once it's your like kind of side gig or any kind of side hustle, whatever you want to call it, YouTube is not cheap to do. Even if you're sitting there with just your cell phone in front of a window, you want to maybe use some good software to edit your video, or you want to buy new makeup products to review. And I think that if you like a creator, why wouldn't you want them making a little bit of money? Like when one thing I've never understood, okay, stop, I'm going to go on a rant. I remember back in the day, before Marilyn Manson was canceled the fuck out, as they should be. I got into Marilyn Manson a bit late. I got into them when Sweet Dreams came out. And I remember that I had several friends that were like,
I liked them better when they were the spooky kids. I don't like Marilyn Manson, and they're all over MTV and blah, blah, blah.
And I'm kind of like, if you love a band, okay, you love this band with all your heart, why wouldn't you want them to be more popular and more people to discover them and them to get big and be able to travel and tour and put out merch and have the money for new albums and things like that? Why wouldn't you want success for a band you support? And I feel like with YouTube, it's kind of the same way with creators. Like if you love a creator and you want to support them, why would you be upset if they are better off financially? Do you know what I mean? And again, I do want to state that this is dependent, I guess you'd say, on if it fits with the YouTuber's content and if it is genuine. Yeah, that's the big deal. Now, have I or would I ever do sponsored content? I have. I've done. It's funny, as I didn't even realize as I was holding it, I've done several sponsorships for Moda brushes because they are some of my favorites. Hands down, some of my favorite brushes. I've done very few sponsored videos. Here, look, I did a sponsored video for this. This is called the High Mirror, and it's so freaking cool because it has a tablet inside that will talk to you and it'll tell you what your skin type is like that day. I have done ones for things that I really believe in and really use. So yeah, I mean, and also, just so you know, PR is different than sponsorships. PR is a brand sending you something hoping you'll talk about it because you like it, but you don't get paid or anything for talking about it. So sponsorships are very different from that. And yeah, I fully believe that sponsorships are fine. That's my take on it. So tell me down below, how do you feel about sponsorships? I'd be very curious to find out because I do know that people have some really strong opinions about them, and that's fine too. And we're already down to the final question, and I'm not done my makeup yet, so I might just be doing most of it and then hopping off camera and finishing it up a bit. But let's move on to question number 8. Okay, question number 8. What do you think is the biggest challenge of doing YouTube part-time? And I will answer this question with the very last word of that sentence, and that is time. It's just making the time to do it, because there have been so many times where I've said to friends of mine, close friends, sorry, I can't go out for things because I have to film, or sorry, I can't go out, I have to edit. And I think people think that maybe it takes like 20 minutes or something to film and edit a video. No. It takes a long time. So I want to get it right. You know, I'm a little bit of a perfectionist with a lot of things. So I think people don't realize the amount of time it takes if you really want to put something into it. Now, can you do quick little videos that don't require much time? Absolutely, you really can. But I just know myself, and I am definitely a perfectionist in that way. So time is always going to be my biggest adversary. That's the biggest challenge for me, is there's never enough hours in the day. All right, I've got a little bit of finishing to do, so I'm gonna hop off camera and just finish my makeup, and I'll be right back. So that's it. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun doing this tag. I feel like there's not a lot that people know about part-time YouTubers, because I feel like so many of the big YouTubers that you see, the Bailey Sarians, the Jackie Inas, those are their full-time jobs. That's what they have to do. They are just creating content, and they're creating amazing content, but that's their full-time job. So if you see a YouTuber, if you see an Instagrammer, a TikToker, whatever it might be that's creating amazing content and it's not their full-time gig, like, please give them a round of applause, because it takes time and energy. Also, now that I have makeup on, like, I don't hate the hair as much. I feel like a little more like me, so maybe it'll grow on me, pun fully intended. But that's it. I would love if you guys do this tag, or even if you feel like just answering in the comments below, just answer these questions for yourself. I'd be really curious to hear from more part-time YouTubers. That would be really, really cool. Like, go ahead and plug your channel in the comments down below. I want to check you all out. So I hope you are having a wonderful day. You all can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Those are all GlitterFallout. And as always and forever, you are super freaking rock stars. I love you so much with my whole heart, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.